All right, everybody, I'm going to be a little bit more jacked up today because this week's all about kicking butt. So, how do we change bad habits into good habits? Well, it's not easy. So, let's start there. The best way is to get some energy and attack the habit head on. So, first step, don't do it for someone else. Just because someone else wants you to change your habit, you're not going to ever change your habit. You might for a day, might for a week, might for a short period of time. But if you don't want to change that habit, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. You're actually just going to feel worse about yourself when you get that habit right back to being picked up. You have to want to take the action to change. Here's what I hear a lot of times. Man, you can do that, but I can't do that. Wrong. You can do it. You can do anything that you convince yourself that you can do. And number one, that starts with wanting to do it. If you don't want to do it, no, you can't do it. Of course, you can't do it. You don't want to do it. There's never, ever, ever been an adult that changed from not wanting to do it to wanting to do it by force. That doesn't mean that they can't be forced to do it with a severe enough consequence, but not because they want to, but because they're afraid of maybe that other person or they're afraid of a consequence. That is not a good way to get a habit to change. So the best way to get it to habit to change is to figure out, why do you want to change the habit? And then get angry that you have this habit. And you might have this habit because this is how you were raised. You might have this habit because something emotional or stressful took place and you fell into this habit. But no matter why you have a habit, the only way to change it is to replace it. So get mad, get angry, get whatever emotion you want built up, and decide how you want to replace the habit, and then literally think about that habit in your mind or visually do it, and literally thinking about kicking that habit away. And the answer isn't to just get rid of that habit, though. We have to now create a new habit. And it can start from something very simple, very easy. We just talked about the habit of coffee. So coffee can be healthy in certain portions, and so we can still drink coffee. So I'm not even talking about kicking the habit of coffee altogether, although for you, that might be something you want or need to do. But we're talking about all the stuff that gets put into coffee that is usually the bigger problem more than just the coffee. So how do we kick the habit of putting that other stuff in? We have to attach it to a great enough desire of why we want to not have that stuff, because that stuff is good. I like that stuff. Caramel, sugar, cream, all these different types of things, right? So how come we would change to drinking black coffee or putting maybe cinnamon in it or coconut oil in it in replace of a lot of that other stuff? Well, we have to figure out why. Well, that stuff is possibly causing you to gain weight. That stuff is possibly causing you to be cranky. It's possibly causing you to go on these sugar rushes with this energy. And you want to be someone who's losing weight, keeping your energy at a nice level perspective. And you want to be someone who can drink the coffee without what? Without the guilt. Well, it takes a lot of the guilt away if you take a lot of those calories away. That's just one example, but there's tons of habits out there, whether it's getting better sleep, getting more movement or exercise. What habit are you looking to get rid of and then replace it with? And guess what? You can replace it with something that's awesome and will give you even more than you were expecting. And the number one thing I want you to leave this with is, yes, you can do it. Your mind will try and tell you you can't. Other people might try and tell you you can't, but you can do it. You were created just like the rest of us. If we can change a habit and make a bad habit into a good habit, guess what? You can do it too. Good luck in changing your habits.